Hello and welcome to this week's guided reading with me, Becca Handley, for the 2nd through to the 8th of October 2023. So we have a new month and we're going into a new season. Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into autumn, Southern Hemisphere moving into spring. So often around the seasonal shifts, it can be a bit more of a sensitive time energetically. It can show up being more tired. We're a bit more likely to pick up on bugs and viruses if we're not taking care of ourselves. So self-care is really important during the seasonal shift. So if you need to rest a bit more, make sure you're drinking enough water, good healthy food, getting to bed early, all of those things will sustain you through the seasonal shift. I am working with my cards, but also my new thing is Crystal of the Week. Crystal of the Week. I won't do that every reading, guys. Or maybe I will. No, I won't. This week's crystal is opalite. And it's really quite an extraordinary one. I don't know if you can, it's hard to maybe you're getting that sense. It's kind of milky. It's a bit like an opal, but a bit more dense. Really good for stabilizing mood swings. If you find yourself a bit like that at the moment, get yourself an opalite. Good for overcoming tiredness. God, really? You can do that for me? You little gem. Helps us to face fears, accept change. Also really good stone for manifesting. So if you are looking to bring something into your life, whether it's better health, maybe it's an answer to a health issue, something to do with your financial abundance, maybe it's to do with bringing in more peace, more joy, more health in your relationships, get one. Okay, so we've just had this big full moon in Aries, which had a kind of flamboyance to it. So yeah, there's a sort of a joyfulness to an Aries full moon, but as with all full moons, it can exacerbate what you're already feeling. So if you weren't feeling great around that time, it can make it feel a bit more intense. So yeah, go easy on yourselves, be gentle with yourselves if you've been feeling a lot of the feels this full moon. The message of this full moon was about looking at things to do with our personal relationships, one-on-one relationships. So it could be your relationship with your partner, it could be a relationship with your children, colleagues, other family members. So really asking us to look at what is triggering us. Where are we kind of showing up again, those patterns of either control or dominance or shrinking back when there's moments of conflict or misunderstanding. Two buzzwords for October are courage and grace. Courage and grace. So moving forward with a sense of courage, knowing that it's all inside of you. As I say to my little boy, you've got a little lion heart inside that chest. So we have that courage, that bravery inside of us. And grace, that sort of acceptance of ourselves, acceptance of the process, trusting the journey. I know some of these things sometimes sound a bit cliched, but they are really important ways of moving through the world right now if you want to stay sane and balanced. That we are on these journeys, these paths that we've come thus far on and are continuing forward. How do we want to show up for those paths? And it is about, as much as possible, staying in alignment. So yeah, it's about this month, particularly with this full moon, the energy moving through, about avoiding being dogmatic, having a domineering approach. It's about looking, actually, there's a really wonderful opportunity to unwire years, nay, decades of conditioning and control management so that we can have better behavioural patterns and create a different reality for ourselves in the way that we show up and move through the world with our connections. Be open to unexpected help. Consider different alternative ways, different perspectives. So if something in your life is not working, you're feeling a bit blocked, what else could, what direction could you move away from? Maybe it's about taking a step back and considering something new. So yeah, a good time for, I think I've said all of that, hang on. Oh, just very quickly, 2 eclipses we have in October. Libra and Taurus. So there's going to be some interesting developments around those eclipses. Pluto goes direct, so it's bringing up hidden aspects of ourselves in the world around us. So kind of be open to things like sort of revealing themselves to you about yourself or maybe something around you. We could have that also in the media. We've had a lot of that recently where the light is shining on the dark, horrible cobwebs, and things are coming to the light. So I'm going to have a bit more of that in October. A few more kind of, oh my goodness, really? Well, it's coming up to be healed. So we have to kind of breathe through these crunchy times. On the 4th, Mercury enters Libra, which ironically is all about communication. So I'm waiting for the 4th. Something needs to happen on the 4th for me. Communication, so it's about diplomacy, tact. These things will be more available to us, so we can move, we can sort of, our negotiation skills will be sharper. So it's a really good time for negotiating, reaching agreements, initiating ideas, and making crucial decisions about things that have been pending for a while. So we had Mercury retrograde recently. Now it's about actually making some decisions, taking a leap forward, you know, starting to really move into the things that we know are going to change our lives for the better, whether it's new projects, new kind of career paths. So it might be about study. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Ooh, right, I'm going to do the cards. That's why you're watching. But hopefully something along there was interesting and helpful as well. So what am I doing? I'm doing the flower therapy cards. You know these guys. Unless you're joining my video for the first time, you don't know these cards. So I do a 3-card reading, one for Monday, Tuesday, one for Wednesday, Thursday, going into Friday, and the latter part of Friday, moving into the weekend. So let's see, I'm going to put my specs on. See what we've got for Monday. Tulip. Take time for yourself. Enjoy relaxation activities that nurture your soul. So as I was saying before, this kind of season transition, it can be a sensitive time. So it's really about self-care. It's about finding ways to look after yourself. Again, is it about going to bed early for a few days? Is it about making sure you're drinking enough water? But doing things that give you joy. So maybe a creative project. I just started knitting a jumper. Anyone that knows my past history with knitting, we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, just doing things that sort of stop you scrolling on your phone a lot. You know, is it about turning that phone off an hour before you go to bed and not being sort of wired to tech, which affects the rhythms, affects our ability to process other parts of our, you know, important things happen when we're asleep. So taking time for yourself, even just stepping back and maybe saying no. If someone's sort of wanting to meet up with you and you don't have the energy, it's okay to say no. All right, let's see what comes into the middle of the week. Oh, another pink flower here. Bleeding heart. Bleeding heart, which sounds less pretty than it looks. Emotional healing. It is safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you allow your heart to mend. Yeah, so these hearts of ours have been through a lot over the last few years, and within your own lives, they're always, you know, this is a sensitive space that feels a lot. It's a processing space, so it's obviously our physical heart beats, pushes the blood around our body, but energetically it's about our ability to love, to be loved, to love ourselves, to trust, to forgive, and trust is a huge part of that. So if trust issues have been coming up for you and you haven't been able to feel that trust in yourself or people around you, it's about really kind of looking into that. Where is that coming from? Is that coming from past trauma, past experiences? You know, it's time now about moving forward into alignment and not letting wounds hold us back. You know, this kind of, the sense of trust seems to be a really important message, I feel, right now for a lot of us on the path. And trusting ourselves, you know, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. It's the repetition of the same mistake that, you know, you have to then think, hang on a minute, but you have it all inside of you, and trust your heart, trust that little voice inside. Take time to listen to it and to still yourself so you can hear its guidance. Okay, let's see what we have for the end of the week. Oh, one of my faves. Frangipani. Smells divine. Very tropical flower. I've been known to tuck them behind my ear, so I have when I've been traveling. Raise your vibration. Your intuitive feelings are accurate messages from the angels. Okay, so I'm going to get the book for this one. So this is again going back to the heart, going back to your instincts. And we're not taught that at school, are we? We're not taught how to listen because, you know, I'm not going to go down that route too much, but, and school there's a wonderful schools out there, wonderful teachers. Our kids do need to learn, but they also need to learn tools about themselves, I believe, as powerful spiritual beings, and they need to be taught how to breathe properly, to be more in touch with their bodies. It is happening, but, you know, there's work to be done. Our authorities don't necessarily tell us how powerful we are, do they? No, no, no. They're trying to maybe keep us a little small. And we are rising. Again, I'm not going into any of that sort of dark conspiracy theory. That's not my take. But I do believe that we could have better institutions that are more concerned with the marginalised people in our societies, that look after the children, the mothers, the elderly, the infirm. I'm going off on a tangent, but yeah, that's another video. Raise your vibration. I'm coming back to that now. This is about taking responsibility for your own vibration, your physical body, your mental body, your mind, your emotions, finding ways to heal, finding ways to align. I mean, I'm a yoga teacher. I talk about it nearly every video. Yoga is a wonderful way for alignment, or maybe Pilates, exercising, things that are going to calm your mind down, mindfulness, meditation practices. So important. And I know there can be a lot of resistance around that. We can feel like, oh, I haven't got time to meditate. What about just 3 minutes of just focusing on your breathing? That can be as simple as that. And it's just having that awareness. And then you might think, oh, maybe I want to do 4 minutes today. Because when you start to meditate, you feel good. And good stuff comes your way. So it says here, pay close attention to any thoughts, feelings, sounds, or visions that you receive. These are very real signs from your angels. So if you're looking for a sign or you want some guidance, put it out there. Trust the messages. It could be turning on a radio and hearing a word that gives you a sign. Could be having a conversation with someone recommends a book or a course. It says, keep up the good work. Your intuition is becoming more accurate. Enjoy regular meditation. Work with the healing energies of crystals. Get yourself an opalite. You won't look back. Anyway, that is my reading for this week, my loves. Take care on the path. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.